Here we go. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first Healthy Mentality Live of 2026. Hope you all had a great new year and a great holiday. I know I enjoyed my time away. I'm doing this series here because I want to normalize the conversation about men and them speaking about their health. So I appreciate you all joining us. Feel free to share this out if you know some men that need to hear these conversations, or if you just want to share it out to be kind, because I think we have some great conversations here, and I got another great guest here with me today, bounding me. So before I bring them on, I just want to reiterate that I am not a medical professional. Neither is my guest. We are not offering medical advice. We are just sharing our experiences and perspectives. If you hear something that resonates with you, please write it down and talk to your own provider to make sure that you are getting medical advice that works for you. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring on Bound and me. Bound, welcome, welcome,
Yes,
welcome. Thanks
yes.
for coming on. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you so much.
So, can you give us a little bit of your background?
Oh, sure,
Introduce
sure.
yourself.
All right, so I go by the name Bound Me. I started off with the GLP-1 community. Came out a couple months ago, actually, and so well, I started my own YouTube channel because I want to show my journey in this whole GLP-1 environment and really show what I'm going through. And really, I'm trying to use it to hold myself accountable also to make sure I stick to the script and keep going, keep pushing through. So I've been doing it for a minute. I've been, going back and forth with my weight for a minute now. And it feels good to have something that feel like a solution and moving forward. But, I'm originally from Mississippi. I'm in Georgia now. And that's about it, man.
From the SIP, huh?
Yeah, from the SIP.
All right. Um, let's talk about your health prior to getting started. What was your health situation prior to getting started, including your weight? And did you have any comorbidities that you were working with?
Yeah, yeah. Weight was serious. My whole life, my whole family, we all struggle with our weight. So it's something I've been dealing with since a child, really. So I have moments where I gain weight, I lose weight. I always go up and I go down. I got pictures of me being big and I got pictures of me being smaller. And so I didn't did everything as far as diet wise from keto, like everybody did keto. I used to be so hardcore on Atkins and keto. So from keto to carnivore to vegan to things like yakim and doing fruitarian diet. I hadn't done it all. So weight has been up and down over the years. Mostly up though. I lose weight and then I just it's so easy to get off track.
Yeah.
Let me get rid of the echo. Yeah, it's so easy to get off track and something happened. Life throw things at you sometimes. Before you know it, you eating things you should be eating. But as far as comorbidities, I was A1C like 6.3.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it was up there, and I was checking my blood sugar all the time. I was a diabetic, because I wanted to see what my glucose was at. Sometimes I wake up, 110, 113, fast.
Hold up. I don't know if it's just me, but your mic is kind of going in and out.
What about now? How does it sound now?
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, so high blood pressure. So I was dealing with high blood pressure, and the heaviest my weight ever been was 336, and that was on this last time around. Like I did a weight loss by doing fruit, like eating a lot of fruits and vegetable. I was following like Yakim Awakening and stuff, and I lost some weight. I got down. I lost a lot of weight. I think I was at that then my heaviness was like 300. you know how you got that weight that you don't want to get up to?
Yeah.
And I hit that 300 at wall, and I was like, oh no, I got to do something to lose this weight. So I started making stuff from scratch. Like I would make my own tortilla using kamut flour, using a little bit of Dr. Sabi mixed with yakin. And I went straight vegetarian, and I lost weight in about probably about 6, 7 months.
Uh-huh.
I lost like 60 pounds. And well, no, I lost like 70 pounds. Lost like 70 pounds. But at the same time, I lost muscle.
Yeah.
I didn't know about, I didn't think about when you're losing weight. We're so focused on a number on the scale that you're not thinking about, are you losing more fat or you're losing more muscle when you're losing weight.
Yeah.
So I got down, but my arms were small. I was small, but I was weak. I look at old pictures of myself when I was small like that, and I had no form, no shape, no. So then when I got off of it, I gained weight back quick,
Yeah.
like real quick.
So for reference, how tall are you?
5'9".
5'9". So you got up to 336.
Mhm.
Um, so for my edification, what is Yakin? That's something I never heard of.
Oh, Yakim, he's a brother. He focused on natural healing and fruitarian. He followed like the path of Dr. Sabi. A lot of people know Dr. Sabi.
Hmm.
Well, Yakim is like he's like the new Dr. Sabi.
Yeah.
So he sells a lot of herbs and stuff like that. Because I'm big into herbs and natural medicine and things like that also.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I tried everything. Now I'm not saying not that what he teaches doesn't work. It's just that like I found out some of it's not sustainable, like
Yeah.
long term, a long term result. Because once I got off following that path, I gained weight back in 4 months. By 4 months, I had blew up, and not only that, I had lost so much muscle that I blew up to the heaviest I ever been. 36. I shot way past 300 with 36,
Yeah.
and I had got down to like 240, 235, 240. I jumped all the way up to 336 in less than 6 months.
Yeah. So
It's fast.
it sounds like you've kind of had a mind, a focus on your health,
Mhm.
trying this and that to make sure that your health is good. Is that something that's natural and around your friends group and your family group amongst men? You guys having these conversations about health, or is this something that you just focus on yourself?
Mostly it's me myself. Now, me and my family do talk about health, and because when I learn something, I like to teach it to them also. So
Yeah.
me and my brother, we go back and forth. So he's real big on health too, but he's on his own
Yeah.
weight loss journey. But it started, young. A lot of this stuff started. I was listening to your show the other day about, how when you had this, when you eating, you got to eat all your food on your plate.
Yeah.
You can't leave no food left over, and we grew up like the same way. My dad didn't play that. Like you put food
Yeah.
on that plate, you better eat all of it. So
Yeah.
I
He
know
stood
you were
over us
talking.
with a belt. He had that belt on
Yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
weren't getting
yeah,
up.
yeah. Like my kids now, they eat, they leave food on the plate. I'll be like, man, your granddaddy would have a field day with you if you did that. So yeah, I grew up like that. Like you got to eat what's on your plate, and then at the same time, not like the best fruits and vegetables was around. Back in the day, you had tater chips. Little Debbie cake used to be 25 cents back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if you got $1, you get you two little Debbie cakes, a pop, and you good. So it's not like you were raised on good eating habits. So a lot of stuff comes from childhood.
Yeah.
It just carry on to adulthood. Like I never seen my father work out at all. Like I never seen him work out at all. I see him lay there and be sedentary, but I didn't think about that. It's like a lot of stuff we talk about, and a lot of stuff you see it as you grow up is influence the kids. Because I know now since I've
Yeah.
been working out, guess what? My kids are working out.
Yeah.
Cause they see daddy working out. I'm doing push up. My son's doing push up. My daughter's trying to. I'm on a treadmill. My daughter's trying to get on the treadmill. They lifting weights because they lift them. So it's good to set them good habits for them to see. So that also motivates me more.
Yeah.
And then when I go to the gym, guess what? My kids got a daycare, so I take them with
That's good. That's good because kids going to emulate what they see. You know.
exactly, exactly.
but that's also good that you're having the conversations with your brother and whatnot, because as men, we don't have these conversations at all. I can't remember any conversations with with my dad, my uncles, my friends group about health concerns and outcomes. And I'm trying to be more vocal about that. I've been sharing my experience with all of them with prostate cancer and my GLP-1 journey and all of that. Um, because those things weren't shared with me. And I didn't have anyone, like for prostate cancer, for example, I didn't even know I had like three of my dad's brothers and both my mom's brothers had prostate cancer. Never knew, never had
Oh
those
wow.
conversations.
Right.
So I didn't know that I needed to get tested at an earlier age. It was just
Right.
happenstance that I had a doctor um, that ordered a test just off the rip. Didn't
Hmm.
think of nothing of it. So, but I think it's important that we have these conversations, and that's kind of the model that I'm trying to achieve here is have these conversations, so men could see other men having these conversations and probably motivate them, and or their significant other can share it with them, and they can glean something from these conversations and take their health into their own hands. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you having that conversation with your brother. Um, so when you started recently on the GLP-1
Yeah.
within the last year, right?
Yes. Yes. I started. I first went to the doctor, and I found out about Zepbound by accident.
Yeah,
I was going to get. I had just gained all this weight, and I was like, I was tired of going up and down. And I said, you know what? I'm finna go ahead and do the surgery. I'm finna go ahead and go under the knife and have a gas. I had decided on a gastric sleeve, and that was it. I was going for a gastric sleeve, but my insurance made me go on, like, they make you wait. You gotta go under supervised weight loss for like 6 months. So I was like, I gotta do supervised weight loss for 6 months because you gotta keep going to these meetings
yeah,
at a bariatric center, right? So I'm going to these meetings, and it was like, you got to wait 6 months before you can have the surgery. And I was like, well, I couldn't move. Like when you talk about morbidities and things like that. Not only did I have blood pressure, and I was out of breath, just walking to the car. Um, I was stiff, like my whole body was stiff all over. I couldn't, like, you just bend over, and
yeah,
put your shoes on. I couldn't do none of that. Like I
yeah,
was that. It was terrible. So I told the doctor, I said, "What can I do?" Meanwhile, I'm waiting on his surgery. He said he got a drug called Zepbound that he can put me on. And at this point, I was like, I don't care.
yeah.
I'm like, I'll try anything at this point if it works. And I was like, what the worst can happen? I'm finna have surgery anyway. Let me give it a shot.
So were you at your highest weight at 336 when you started the supervised weight loss?
Yeah,
And
I've
and how
never
much
been through 36 before.
and how much did you lose before you took your first injection?
Nothing.
Nothing. So you're still at 336 when you took your first shot.
They told me about the drug the first day of the appointment with the bariatric
Okay.
center. I was
Okay.
in there and they was telling me about the steps I got to go through to have the surgery. That's when the doctor told me about Zepbound. And I was like, yeah, give it to me. And
Okay.
so when I first ordered it, it was not in stock. I had to wait. And so when it finally came in, I got it in June, but I looked at it. I was like, I don't know about taking that injection.
Yeah.
Say they it's called the big C and the thyroid. I was like,
Yeah.
I was nervous about it. Let's just say I was nervous. But then I started watching videos on it. I had watched a couple people do podcasts about it also.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me go ahead and try it. So I started off at 2.5 dose, and it just went from there. I took my first shot July 10th. I think it was July 10th was my first shot.
So you had a couple weeks then. If you took it in July, you got it in June, took it in
Yeah,
July.
I was
Yeah.
sitting
So
on it. It
you
was in
sat
the
on it.
fridge. Yeah, I was sitting on it. I had to really think. I had to really think about it. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie to you, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if it was gonna
Yeah.
freeze my body up or throw my body off, lock my. I heard about paralysis, going blind, and what made me think about it, I was like, man, they told me the C19 shot was terrible, but I took that, so
Yeah.
I just went for it. And it was the
That's
best decision I ever made. Like, real talk. I was so happy when it finally started working. Because at 2.5, it works, but it don't really work.
yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
2.5 lasted me a couple of days, but I got hungry. I That's when I first found out about food noise. I didn't know what food
Yeah.
noise was. But then once you get on a 2.5 dose, once you take it for about a good 2 weeks, it took about I think it took about 2 or 3 weeks for it getting your system. You can start
Yeah.
see the difference.
Yeah,
But I
it
started
depends. It depends on the person. I mean, some people can stay on 2.5 the whole journey. Like
oh wow.
2.5 hit me right away. Right
Really?
away. I lost 9 pounds the first week. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
some people don't have any reaction to 2.5. So it just depends on the individual.
I know when I got on 2.5, when I got around about week 3 or week 4, then the weight started coming on. I
Yeah.
stayed on 2.5 like 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to go up to the 5, but my doctor he wouldn't do it. He said stay right where you at right now. And then so I stayed on 2.5 for about 8 weeks. But then I started losing weight. I dropped like 20 pounds. It came
Yeah.
out quick. It was like, okay, I started slow, but then it kicked in. And when it kicked in, it kicked in.
So during that 8 weeks, were you working out?
Yes, I started off walking because I couldn't really work out because I was so stiff. So I started doing like I told my brother. I said, what I did I would just walk around the kitchen. Like I come to my office, I walk to the kitchen, walk around my island in my kitchen, and go sit down because my back was locking up.
Yeah.
Because that was a lot of weight. I never been that heavy before, and everybody that's overweight and you're dealing with, I didn't know I was dealing with inflammation then, but when you start to walk and the lower backs get tight on you. And I got an ice pack. So I did what I could do. I couldn't like now I'm running. I can run now, but I couldn't do that then. So I started off taking baby steps. I used
That's
to
dope.
stand up and sit down in my chair. I know it seems small now, but back then that was major. Like to stand up and sit
Yeah.
down 5 times
I
was
mean, that's
was
something. That's doing
yeah,
squats basically with your weight, your
yeah,
body weight.
exactly. Exactly. So I started off small. And I just kept growing and growing and kept pushing myself and getting better and better. So then when I did go to the gym, I was able to, I started out on the treadmill walking like 2.0, and I remember I couldn't walk that long, man. 5, 10 minutes, I was done. But I kept going and I kept pushing myself.
That's good. And that's one thing that I think is real underrated about this medication is the impact that it has on inflammation,
Yeah.
especially in the larger bodies. People don't realize how much inflammation that they have in their joints and how stiff things are until you start taking the medication and you can start feeling it working and you start moving and you can build up and keep continuing to move. So the inflammation reduction is tremendous.
Yeah. I was telling people like a lot of time people see themselves as being overweight. You are overweight, but you got a lot of inflammation on you also. And that inflammation
Yeah.
hold weight.
Yeah.
Hold fluid and hold weight. So a lot of time when you seem like extra puffy, that's all inflammation in the body. Because a lot of time what we eat and just the visceral fat itself cause inflammation. And I didn't know them type of things at first, but yeah. So I started working out hard, and I started just going hard, man, going hard and trying to. My whole goal is to build muscle. Like when I work
Yeah.
out now, I'm strictly about building because I know that I thought about it. I was like, you know what? All the time I lost weight in the past, I never built muscle. And so now I'm trying to pack on as much muscle as I can. So I've been, really focused on protein and anything. Some guys, we do protein shakes. That's it. But I really did a study in the protein because I was vegan. But now I went
Yeah.
to the isolate because the isolate is more, it's easier to convert, than vegan. You got to take more vegan protein compared to just taking a good isolate protein.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like no one told me that. I didn't know that. So I focus on a lot of protein, try to get in. Like getting the protein is hard too. 190 grams of protein is like extremely difficult. But sometimes I hit it, sometimes I don't. But I always get like at least 150 grams of protein in a day.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my target. And you brought out the working out, the strength training. And I think that's something that's really important that
Yeah,
a lot of people miss. If you're able to, because not everyone's able to, um, you got to find some way to do some kind of resistance training, whether it's elastic bands or just using your own body weights to stand up and sit down like a squat or something, or using a chair to do some kind of press. You can eat all the protein you want, but it means nothing if you're not working out. Because
right.
your muscle is your metabolic engine, and so you
Yeah,
gotta you gotta feed it with the protein, but you gotta exercise it and build it with the strength training. to mitigate
Mhm.
that muscle loss. Because if you crash your metabolism with that muscle loss, you're gonna have a hard time, especially if your intent is to get off this medication. Because you crash, you waste your muscle, you crash your
Mhm.
metabolism, and you get off this medication, your weight's going back up
Yeah,
without
yeah,
a
and
doubt.
I know that some people feel like they stall. Like stalls happen,
Yeah,
but when you stall, I know one thing I looked at every time I stall was I eating enough and was I doing enough strength training? Because sometimes we get thinking that cardio is strength training, and it's not.
yeah,
Unless you sprinting, sprinting, walking ain't gonna do it. Walking ain't gonna
yeah,
build no muscle like that. You
yeah,
have to you gotta strength train like you said, resistant band, body weight. I still do sync push-ups right now.
yeah.
I still do my sync push-ups. I can get up to 50 straight now, but I remember I could
Okay.
only do 10 to 15, but I can do 50 straight. So still do it, and I can do floor push-ups now where I couldn't do before. So the non-scale victories. You just got to keep. You got to build muscle. You got to push yourself to build that muscle. But it's so important for metabolism.
So you're 6 months in now. How much
Yeah.
weight loss have you seen?
Well, I will tell you this. I've been going back and forth. I see 80, then sometimes I see 82. Then I see 80, then I see 82. And I did do a little something different. I'm not I'm gonna be honest with you here. I'm still, let me say this. Zepbound has been amazing. If you're looking for a weight loss drug to really combat like control your appetite, control the food noise, Zepbound is golden and it's proven and you can get a prescription for it and it's awesome. Now I didn't went off to a whole different field. Like I told you, I do, I do. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but I'm in like the whole pepper journey now.
Yeah,
So I do my Zellbound still. That's my base. But of course, I'm on my TRT also
yeah,
because I tell any man that's taking Zellbound or taking the GLP-1, get your testosterone check because you'd be surprised. You walk around here talking about you gaining weight, and your testosterone 200, but no one knows, and men don't talk about
yeah,
testosterone the way they should. I know I tell people, hey, go. I give them a really good testosterone check.
yeah,
So you have to know where your hormones, men and women, both got.
yeah.
So
I think it was after that conversation with you. I went and got mine tested, and
mhm.
I have enough testosterone. My levels are high enough, but it's not. I don't have the bioavailability of it.
The
So
free tea,
yeah,
yeah, that free tea
so
got to be high.
yeah, so I got to. I have an appointment in March to go see an endocrinologist. So see where that goes for me.
Okay, endocrinologist. I go to a what's his name? The urologist. That's where I go. I
Yeah,
get my testosterone from. But I'm finna switch over to a clinic as well, because my whole goal with testosterone is make sure you optimize, not just because on the test you can be 300. They say you normal 350. That's not normal. I mean,
yeah,
they have a reference range, but if you look over the years, the male testosterone been dropping lower and lower. So if you low normal, you're not optimized. Like 300, that's like you 75, 80 years old.
yeah,
As a man, you should at least be about 700. If you're not
yeah.
700, I know my doctor, he like to keep me around right about 900, 800 optimal range, and I've been
Yeah,
feeling great since I've been on it. So
that's
I do
good.
that, but also I'm on that Reddit True Tide also.
Yeah, yeah. We talked about that, and
Yeah.
so let's talk about that for a minute. And I'm gonna preface this by saying I am not promoting gray market peptides or anything like that. It's something that I wouldn't do. I'm not advising anyone to do it.
Mhm.
It's no judgment from me if someone's doing it. And everyone has their own journey and do what you do. Why did you make the decision to pair retatrutide peptide with Zepbound?
I would say this: when I started taking Zepbound, to me it was a chance, it was a risk taking Zepbound by itself. And I'm not afraid to take some risks. It got to be calculated.
Mhm.
Like it's peppers you can get out there, and you never know who you get them from. So you got to do your research. And they have, believe it or not, they have groups. that does testings for peptides, and there are companies out there that sell peptides that really do detailed testing for peptides. So you got to find a great company that you trust to even take it. So I did all my research first before I even went into it. But I wanted something. I wanted if I'm gonna take a peptide, I want something that's gonna preserve my muscle mass as well.
Yeah.
Also, I want something to help me burn fat. Because Zepbound don't help you burn fat. One thing
Yeah.
Zepbound do is control your appetite, control your blood sugar. I said, what about the fat burning? And a
Yeah.
lot of people go through stalls because they're not burning fat. So with the retatrutide, it kind of helped me not like I go through less stall. Might get a stall, but not really.
Yeah.
You know, so once I incorporated the retatrutide, I know I was like before I did it, I was on the stall for a good month. Like I didn't lose no weight. I was just weight. And then when I started adding retatrutide, and I was like, you know what? Let me get them ready, and I'm gonna titrate down on the Zepbound and go up on the retatrutide to get to a 4 mg dose or some to a different dose, right? Higher dose. So when I started, it started working. Like my stall was gone. Like I ain't having a stall. Like I started dropping weight. It was dropping, and it was on a
Yeah.
small dose. And
Yeah.
what I did, you gotta be safe. You don't want to take it too close together. So what I did, I spaced my doses out because the half life is Zepbound. I said, okay, look, let me give it about 4 days for the Zepbound shot. The GLP, the GIP is going down. Take a low dose of retatrutide, and retatrutide ain't got a lot of GIP in it. And
Yeah.
it ain't got a lot of GLP-1 in it. It got mostly GIP and glucagon. So it's like a chemistry project. It's like research on yourself. So
Yeah.
since I incorporated it, it's been nothing but positive. And I wish I could be on retatrutide by itself and leave Zepbound alone. And that's why I tell people if you own Zepbound, stay on it, just stay on it, because retatrutide does not have the same appetite suppressant. And I'm mad at myself for it because I tried to titrate off Zepbound and stick with the retatrutide. Uh-uh.
What happening?
It's not that the
Yeah.
hunger. Let me tell you something. I went down my dose because I have like medicine left over, so I got some 5 mgs. I was on 7.5. I tried to go down to a 5 mg dose, and that hunger came back on day. I took my retatrutide dose. I'm only taking like a little small baby dose of retatrutide, right? Because I'm trying to titrate up. So about 2 days after that, I was hungry. Like I felt hunger. I haven't felt hunger in a minute. Like hunger, like that food noise is back in full effect, and I was starving. I was like, "Oh my god!" I forgot what it felt like to be this hungry. So I had to go take another shot of Zepbound to just control the hunger. And I said, "You know what? I got to rethink this because I'm used to it. Like I'm used to the Zepbound appetite suppressant, and retatrutide don't give you that same. It don't give you that same appetite suppressant. Like you can eat on retatrutide, you can eat on it. You know what I'm saying? You don't you can, but you don't eat as much, but you still get hungry. On Zepbound, I can go days. I can go all day without eating on Zepbound, and,
Yeah.
and it don't bother me.
I wonder if that's true for the commercial version of it that's going to be coming out. So I
What you
guess
mean?
we'll see.
Retatrutide?
Oh, yeah, the one that's going through the trials right now, the version that's going through the trial.
Yeah, I mean that's like what everybody on it been saying also, and I noticed that I can go up on my dose, but I'm gonna have to go back up on my dose of Zepbound temporarily until I get more appetite control. That's why some people they compare retatrutide with like cagrilintide, another peptide, to help control the hunger at the same
Yeah.
time. So I gotta figure that out. But right now, I'm a still I gotta stay on both right now. But anyone else that's getting on it, if you got it, if you willing, if you got a good supplier, go for it. But they changed the laws and they finna take retatrutide off the market right now until FDA put it out.
Yeah. So again, I'm not advocating for it. I'm not doing it. I'm not passing judgment on anyone that does. I know I'm in a Discord group for my
Mhm.
my guy John Henry. It's a
Mhm.
GLP-1 group for men. I know a lot of the men in there are talking about it, so I know it's a reality, and a lot of people are trying it out and having results. So I don't want to to not talk about it because it is something that's happening. So I
Yeah,
appreciate
this
you
is
being
not
open.
medical advice. Not medical
Yeah,
advice. Definitely check with your doctor and
yeah,
make your own decision on that.
yeah.
But I
I
would say
appreciate you
this.
being open.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm definitely gonna keep doing it because the weight loss is there and it's really it's helping a lot. Like a lot. Like I said, the stalls are like ain't no stall. And I've been doing my not a DEXA scan, but I've been doing my scans at my doctor office. And the
Uh-huh.
visceral fat, like I've been losing a lot of my visceral fat has really been going down a lot since being on the Red Tide compared to just being on Zepbound alone. Because some of my visceral fat when I was getting my scans done was like it go down a little bit, but I'm jumping like whole numbers now, what I wouldn't before. But you gotta make sure you get those scans. That's something I wish I had did in the very beginning. Like now I get my scans like every time I go to my doctor, he do a scan on me, so I see where I was at this week, last week, so he can track. But when I
Okay,
first started, the first month, I got no scans.
that's man, that's some good movement on visceral fat. That's key. So speaking
Mhm.
about that, what health turnarounds have you seen since
Oh,
starting Zepbound?
blood pressure is normal. Like my blood pressure is good now. Like my blood pressure, I seen you said I think your number is 150 over 90.
Yeah,
So mine was right the same. Mine was like 152 over 92, then 147 over like 94. Now my blood pressure is like 113 over like 76. Sometimes it's like 115 over. The lowest I ever seen was like 107 over like 65, and I was like, wow.
no,
My A1C is down to like 5.1, 5.2, and
that's
so
good.
I'm no longer pre-diabetic. That's over with. So that's great. My CRP level was at 27 when I first started. Like it was super high. Very inflamed. Now my CRP is all the way down to like 3, which is still it's still up there, but from 27 to 3 is a huge improvement.
Yeah,
And so
that's
my
huge.
doctor said, whatever I'm doing, just keep doing it. Like whatever you're doing,
What
just keep doing it.
what about your lipids,
Lipids,
cholesterol, and all that?
cholesterol.
Triglyceride.
Well, I would say this: my cholesterol when I first started was like 263. Now I'm down to like 189, and that's with taking the TRT. Because TRT will raise your cholesterol up,
Yeah.
but my
Yeah, I think that's in the normal range because that's I think it's below
it's
200
under
if I remember
200.
correctly. Yeah,
It's under 200. It's under
yeah,
200. The only thing that's still high on me is my LDL. My
yeah,
LDL when I started out was I don't know, it was like almost 200. Now it's still like I'm like 160 something. The doctor want
yeah.
me to get under 100 though. And I'm looking like, man, I don't know if I can get under 100, but he
That
want me
was
to be under
that was the
100.
hardest one for me to move. I think that was the last one to go green on my. It didn't go
Okay.
green until I think 10 months later.
Okay. Okay. I feel good then. Now my
Yeah,
triglyceride is amazing. My
yeah,
triglyceride when I first started were like probably like 150, 160. Now they're like 60.
yeah.
My
That's
triglycerides
amazing.
are excellent. So,
That's
but
amazing.
a lot to do with diet. I don't eat no. I stopped eating fried foods. Um, no sugar, no cakes. Because what you said yesterday really caught my attention. Because it was like your liquor cabinet collecting dust.
Yeah,
I used to drink all the time. I used to drink every Friday. I had me a bottle of Hennessy and a Coke, or give me. I was like getting all the tequilas, and I haven't drunk
yeah,
since like the second month of that barrel. It's like it's a feeling that you just don't want to drink.
yeah,
It's weird. It's like
yeah,
I can drink, but I don't feel like drinking.
yeah. Yeah. It's hard to explain. It's
Yeah,
hard because
yeah.
yeah, it's hard to explain because I collect whiskey and I haven't bought a bottle of whiskey since then. And I have family over, and I says they have at it because I'm not drinking it.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
like that. I know my family trying to get me on the cut water, and I was like, I don't want nothing to drink, and it was like, what? I said, no, I don't drink no more. I just don't, and I don't miss it. It's like
yeah,
it's not one of the things you miss. It's just like it's kind of like phase out. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like I used to drink, and now I use just even when I go out, I just don't. It's I don't. I can't explain it, man. I don't know what's in this stuff. I don't know what they put in this Zepbound to make you not want alcohol, but it does that.
That reward center is dull. That's all it is. Because
Yeah.
like I said, I've had 5 or 6 drinks in 2 years.
Uh-huh. Wow. Wow. Yeah. I can see it.
So going back to your health, were you on any like blood pressure medicine or statin or anything?
My doctor tried to put me on statin, and he tried to put me on blood pressure medicine.
Mm.
But I don't like taking medicine, man. That's why I'm big into like the natural stuff. Like
Mhm.
I was like, 150 over 90 is not that bad. 140
Mhm.
some over 140 some over 96 is not that bad. So I just was dealing with it. I was drinking like apple cider vinegar, bentonite clay, trying to lower my blood pressure that way. So I never took a medication for it because I just when I was 18, I think I was 18 and 19, doctor put me on a blood pressure medicine, and it worked. It got my blood pressure down, but I don't like the way it made me feel. It was called
Yeah.
Tia. I think it was Cartia. It was I think it was a beta blocker or alpha. It was a calcium channel blocker. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And I took it, and I took that blood pressure medicine. I was young. I was 18, 19, and instead of looking to the issue, just put the medication over there. And I started taking it, and I felt like I had to take this medicine. I was going to die. That's how I felt. I
Yeah.
was unalive. You know what I'm saying? And and then when I went to the doctor one day, I was just asking about insomnia. I was up all the time, and I told the doctor, he was like, "Oh, that's side effects of medicine." I was like, "Side effects of the medicine." So I researched this. This is my first time researching medicine. I was like, I researched it, and yeah, right there in the medicine, insomnia is one of the side effects. I'm just like, "Are you serious?" And the doctor just told me, he said, "Yeah, we're gonna take you off that," and it messed my mind up. 'Cause I'm thinking, like, I've been thinking that if I don't take this medication, I'm gonna die. Now I tell you I'm having insomnia. You just took me off of the cold turkey. So that kind of like messing with my trust system with doctors, and they try to put me on a hydrochlorothiazide, a water pill.
Yeah.
But then I re- I didn't trust him because he told me that, so I researched this pill. And when you take a hydrochlorothiazide, it strip your body of potassium, magnesium, and that gonna raise up your blood pressure. I was like, wait a second, that don't make sense. So it's like a balancing act. So
Yeah.
I just left it alone after that, man. Doctor told me I ain't had to take it no more, threw me off, and I got my sleep back, and I just never looked back at it.
That's good. I was wondering if there was any other medications that being on Zepbound that you were able to give up. So you weren't taking any, so it doesn't matter. So did you have sleep apnea?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I got AirSense 10. You know what you know you
Yep.
said you would have CPAP. I had the
Yeah.
AirSense 10, and I still got it. I
Yeah.
don't know if I need it, but I'll be looking at my events, and my events I don't have any events anymore. But I'm not sure if that mean I don't need it or not. But I just
Yeah.
know I used to have like I think the most I ever have like 16 events in a night,
Hmm.
16 events per hour, and
Yeah.
then it went down as I started losing weight. It went down to like 12 events per hour, then 10, then 6, and now when I wore it, I don't have no events. And I keep my Apple Watch on when I sleep. So I remember when I used to have events, I used to look at my heart rate. My heart rate used to spike up,
Yeah.
and now when I sleep through the night, I have no heart rate spikes, and my heart rate
Yeah.
has increased also. Like my heart rate used to be like average heart rate, probably about in the 90s, like 89, 90, 92, right below tachycardia. And that's just me resting, not just
Yeah.
me relaxing. Now my
Wow.
resting heart rate is about 62, 64.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. Man. Yeah, I know I had to give it up when it started blowing my mouth open. I was just
You get the
the
dry
pressure
mouth.
was too much. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
you get the dry
I was
mouth.
waking up with my mouth wide open. So
Uh-huh.
I knew I manually adjusted the pressure down to the lowest setting, which was 4.
Or yeah,
I think ever since I had air since 10, and that helped for a while. But after a while,
yeah,
the more weight I lost, the more it came back. So I had to give it up. So I was so happy. 20 years on that thing. Happy to give it up.
yeah. That's good, man. I'm not sure if I need to use like I haven't slept with it in the last couple of nights now, but
Yeah.
I remember why I didn't used to sleep with my CPAP on. I wake up, my mouth be dry, and I would wake up throughout the night, like several times. Just wake up. I don't do that no more. I sleep throughout the whole night now. So I'm gonna get tested for it though, just to make sure, and so I can get rid. I can't wait to get rid of it though, because having that
Yeah.
mask on, it's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
You
Wake
got to
up
sleep with.
with the imprints on your head
Yeah,
and
yeah. You know what I'm talking about? The mouth, the ring around the mouth, and things like that. I
oh,
used to gargle coconut oil sometimes before I put my mask on, and then I
mhm.
started taping my mouth shut. I'll tape my mouth shut and put the mask on top of it, and it helps a lot with the mouth being open.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't have to do that no more. I'm so happy
That's
about
good.
that.
All right, not non-scale victories. What non-scale victories are you enjoying?
Being able to movement, like it's the little things like moving. Like I can move now. Like I can walk. Like I used to walk from my car to my job, right, my building, and I used to be out of breath. Like seriously, I had to. One time I left my badge in the car. You leave your badge in the car. You got to walk back to your
Yeah.
car, get the badge. I used to have to take a break,
Wow.
and when I get back in the car, I take a break, and then rest my back, cause my back lock up, and then walk back in the building. I don't have to do that. Actually, I walk around. Matter of fact, I walk around the whole floor to make sure I get my steps in. I probably get 10,000 steps a day, so I make sure I walk, move, uh, just walking in general, man. I went to a Falcons game, and it was embarrassing because you had to walk from the parking lot
Yeah.
through the
To the
stadium
stadium.
to your seat.
Yeah. And then he had the
So
little seats.
yeah, I had to stop. I had to stop like probably about 7, 8 times to make it to my seat. And you talking about the sweat and breaking out in the sweat? Now I can jog to my. If I got out right now, I can jog to my seat in the stadium with no problem, not be out of breath. Because that's huge. And being able to run and play with my kids, like I raised my, I take my kids to the park and stuff, right? I raced them to the car and I won. Now they say they let me win, but no, I beat them. So being able to run and move around is great.
That's awesome.
I'll tell you another
Love
one too.
love hearing
Being able
that.
to put shoes on,
What was that?
like to be able to put your shoes on, like to
Oh
put your
yeah.
leg
Yeah.
in your lap and put your shoe on, and not, how you put the shoe on the floor and you trying to reach back sideways and put your shoe on. I don't have to do that no more.
Yeah.
I can put my lap folded up and put my shoe on with no problem, and that's
That's
just amazing.
that's funny because I can't stop crossing my legs now. I used to my pastor used to always sit with his legs crossed, and I was like, I would never be able to do that. Now I can't
Uh,
stop doing it. I sit at my desk at work, I got my leg crossed. I sit on the couch watching TV, got my leg crossed, nonstop.
yeah, so those are definitely some non-scale victories for me, man. Just being able the movement, a lot of movement we take for granted. I think people take it. I know I took it for granted when I could move, but I don't want to ever be back in that condition again.
Yeah.
I just want to keep getting better. I want to keep improving. I'm not at my ideal weight yet. And that's why I would tell anyone get them body scans because
Yeah.
I thought my ideal weight would be like 185. My doctor said no. Because when he looked at my body scan, he seen I was solidly built. And he
Hmm.
was like, you have 170 pounds of muscle on your frame. How you gonna get down to 185 unless you lose
Yeah.
muscle? And I didn't think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you gotta take into account bone, blood, and you need some fat in your body. So I have a more realistic idea of my weight loss, how much weight I need to lose now
Yeah.
compared
And
to just
that's another important reason for people to get those scans so they can talk to their doctor
yes,
about what their target should actually be. Instead of
right,
picking out
right,
something out of the air like I did, I just picked something. I just picked 225 out the air because I thought it would look good.
right.
But and
I did
now
the
I'm
same
well
thing.
below that.
Yeah, that's why I picked. I said 185. He was like, "How you gonna be 185 and you got 175 in muscle? You gonna lose some muscle?" I said, "I'm not trying to lose no muscle." He was like, "Yeah." He said, "I see you about 220," and I was like, "220." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm kind of more. I'm closer to my goal now, and I'm just, you just got to stick to it. Like,
Yeah.
keep going.
Now, do you have any plans to get off of the medication at any point, or is it a for life thing for you?
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be real with you. This lower my dose to the 5 mg from the 7.5. I don't know about that. It's gonna have to be strategic to get off Zepbound. Like it is. Even with the retatrutide, you're gonna have to be strategic to get off either one. Like you gotta have a plan. So I've been looking. I'm not near my. I don't see myself getting off of it within the next year. I think it's gonna being realistically, it probably take me another. I think by the summer I'll be down to my ideal weight, and then I'm gonna have to start the transition off of it. I'm gonna work with my doctor. I'll tell you, if I work with your doctor, tell the doctor work with them, and make sure you get all your blood work done, labs done, and stay on top of it.
Yeah,
And just work with your doctor on getting all. I think they got a pill coming out,
yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah, they're
I don't.
they're prescribing it now. They're
Yeah,
prescribing it now.
I don't mind a shot. So I see some people talking about maintenance dose every other week or something like that. Once they get down to ideal weight, or microdosing. I'm not sure. I'm gonna work with my doctor on that, and whatever he
Yeah,
decides to do with it, I'm gonna run with him because he's been on point so far. Now he did tell me that he don't recommend I have the surgery. So,
yeah,
because I was clear for surgery like back in December, but he
yeah,
was like, you lost more weight than people lost when they had bariatric surgery.
yeah. And that's me. That's my frame of thought. If I would have had this medication back then, I wouldn't have done the surgery either.
Mm,
Because
yeah,
there's a lot of people that are in a situation where they had the bariatric surgery and now they're having to turn to the medication because what the surgery doesn't do is it doesn't regulate that chemical imbalance, the
right.
food noise and all that other stuff. And so then over time you overeat that restriction anyway.
I know my sister. She had the bariatric surgery, and now she's on Zepbound.
Yeah.
I told her, hey, get on Zepbound. You're gonna like it. Just stick to it. Get through that first 2.5 dose. I know for me, it seemed like 5 mg was my sweet spot. I got some tens. I haven't taken them yet because that's when instead of going up to 10, I added the ready into it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know about getting off Zepbound all the way. Not yet. It's too. I gotta control my hunger more. So let's get some more visceral fat off and get my body fat down, see, and build some more muscle and see how.
All right. You ready for some Q&A?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm ready.
And I'm gonna apologize to you. No, I got back from vacation and work's been kicking my ass this week, so I didn't get time to put together the before and after pictures.
Uh
And
huh.
so I
I was
apologize.
looking for you, man. I was like, "What
Yeah.
Charles is? We need to post some videos."
um, but we gonna if you audience if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat now. I see a few of them in there now. Please lead them. Proceed the question with QQQ so I can filter on the chat and identify your question. All right, so let's turn to Q&A here. First one is from Losing It Grays. She asked, just curious, you seem unsure about Zepbound, but you shared taking retatrutide on your channel. Would love to hear more about what you think through those decisions, about how you think through those decisions, I should say.
I would say when I make a decision, I think thoroughly all the way through it, and I follow the research. I've been following all the research data, trial data, everything. And I'm in a good school community also. Like I said, when you get on anything that's gray or considered gray, you want to make sure you do all your research before you take anything and put it in your body. So I would say this: anybody that haven't is new to GLP-1, take the Zepbound. Um, I wish I had, but me personally, I wish I haven't taken it. I wish I would have started on retatrutide and stayed on it because I would never know the appetite suppressant in Zepbound, so I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah,
It's like you wouldn't miss it if you never experienced it.
yeah,
So I wish I had started already, stayed already, but some people don't take risks like that. They want to wait till they get cleared, they can get it from their doctor. I would never tell no one that no, get your doctor because I still go to my doctor. I still get my labs. I still do my blood work. I'm not just taking stuff blind. You know,
Yeah.
make sure I'm healthy. I see a doctor. I see my doctor every 2 months. I see two different doctors. I got my bariatric doctor and I got my CRT doctor.
Does your doctor know that you're taking retatrutide?
No, you
No.
serious? My bariatric doctor, he think I'm losing all this weight off Zepbound alone. Zepbound did a lot now. I lost some weight off Zepbound, but retatrutide really, I'm not finna stop taking retatrutide. I can say that. I'm not finna stop taking it, but actually trying to titrate my dose up higher to see if the appetite suppressant come at a higher dose. Because from my school community, it seemed like around 4 milligrams when the appetite suppressant really kick in. But at this low dose I'm doing right now, it's not a lot of appetite suppressant.
All right. Next question from my guy Grant. What exercise do you feel helps visceral fat the most? That's something that I'm trying to work on right now.
I would say with visceral fat, you definitely want to work out fasted. You don't want to eat nothing in the morning. Like in the morning when you wake up, like sometimes I get up in the morning before I go to work, I go to the gym. The gym is not far from my house, and I work out fasted. Does that mean anything you do to burn weight? Just make sure you ain't got no food in your stomach when you do it, because that's gonna focus solely on burning fat. And also, I take L-carnitine also before I go to help move the fat out the system when you burn it, and cardio, cardio and weight training. But cardio, you got to make sure you do some kind of hit because it's regular. You can do and also stage two cardio and hit cardio. I do a blend of both. So what I do, I normally get on the treadmill and I walk for like 20 minutes, steady state, like a 5 incline, 3.5, and then I jog for like toward the end. I jog for 2 minutes, walk for a minute, jog for two more minutes, and I'm done. Then I hit weights. But think about this: when you burn fat, you burn it all over. Visceral fat, even when you lift weights, I would say focus more on compound movements than like bicep curl. You can do bicep curl. I would focus on deadlifts. I've been doing a lot of deadlifts, squats, bench press, uh, lunges. Any compound movement is going to burn fat all over. But you got to be in that calorie deficit to really
Yeah.
hit visceral fat. Got to be fasted.
Yeah. And that's something that I do. I work out in the morning before work, so I don't have
Mhm.
anything on my stomach, and that I think that optimizes that weight loss, that calorie burn,
Yeah,
and your body has to
and
tap
like I
into
said,
the fat source.
exactly. And the L-carnitine also helps a lot. I make sure I get like 3,000 because when you drink it, like I got a drink, it's only so much going to be bioavailable because it get lost in the digestive tract. So I make sure I take my L-carnitine. That's the only thing I take: L-carnitine and water, and I go work out in the morning, fasted.
Next question. Grace is back up. It was my understanding that the GIP signals in Zepbound can directly influence fat cells, promoting fat reduction and preventing further fat accumulations. Is that not fat burning? That is a good question. That's beyond my understanding. My understanding was that the medication itself doesn't promote fat burning. Um,
I have never heard of GIP. I thought GIP injection. I mean, I can see you in a second though. GIP, like that's one thing about I would say about retatrutide, right? Retatrutide, that glucagon causes fat burning. It causes fat breakdown, fat burning all day. That's what it does. I have never heard of Zepbound causing fat burning.
yeah,
Mostly just
I mean, me
it
neither. I mean,
managed.
last I heard was that it doesn't promote the fat burning directly, but through the
Mhm.
calorie reduction, it
Yeah,
promotes the fat burning.
yeah. If you ain't got no if you
I
ain't got
could be
no
wrong
food in
there.
your
Don't quote me
system,
on that.
what I see about Zepbound is Zepbound is a king of appetite suppressant, hunger control. You can fast on Zepbound. That's how good Zepbound is. It really cuts out that hunger signal really goes away. But to my knowledge, Zepbound don't cause any. Too many people stall on it for it to cause fat loss. I think like you see a lot of people they lose a lot of muscle and they weight loss slow down a lot just off Zepbound alone, especially they in weightlifting. If you're not weightlifting or
Yeah.
training, you're gonna
Yeah. I just want to spotlight Darium's comment here. Yes, please know that retatrutide is currently being studied in clinical trials and has not been approved by the FDA. Please speak with your care team before making any health decisions.
I'm with
And
it. I
yeah.
definitely agree 100%. Speak with your healthcare team.
All right. Any other questions?
Thank you, Darren. I remember when I first got into the community, I am Darren. He reached out to me. Good brother.
So who we got here tonight? We got Downsizing Diva, Darium, Mayor Mindy, the Male to the B, MJ, Grant, Queen DA, Woodkirky, Purple Bellflower, Kicking It with Erica, Marcel's Mirror, Grace, Live Life. Thought I saw Taisha in here. G's, my guy G's, welcome. As Simply
Jeez,
Taisha is, yep.
jeez, 101.
Thank you all for showing up tonight. If we don't have any other questions, I guess we would call it a night. Before we go, next week I do have a show plan. I have my guy AJ, Big Boy to Slim Boy, coming on next week. He has lost over 200 pounds. The guy has broken his neck in two places, C5 and C6. He's upright and he has transformed his body. He even won a bodybuilding contest. So we believe that. So I look forward to having AJ on next week. I want to thank Bound for coming on tonight and sharing his story with us. Oh, I see some more questions. Yeah, just in the nick of time. G says GLP promotes fat oxidation, the breaking down of stored fats. So maybe it does promote fat burning there. And Grays is back. Do you worry about how stacking multiple therapies will affect your body in the long run?
No, no, because I'm like, like everything has a purpose, and it's about being safe with the dose. Because like when they do these studies, they test out, like they got people starting off retatrutide at 8 milligrams starting off, 12 milligrams starting off, and they being studied. So the dose I'm taking is so low, I'm not worried about it. It's equal to me taking that 12 milligrams of Zep 12.5, and people take that. So I'm well within my range. Like I said, you gotta look at your symptoms, and if my numbers was off of my doctor, like I get my labs checked all the time, so I'm good.
Thank you. All right. I think that's the last one. So again, if there are no more questions next week, next Tuesday, I think it's the 20th, next Tuesday, the day after MLK Day. I'll have AJ on. AJ has a great story. Like I said, he's broken his neck in two places and recovered from that. He's lost over 200 pounds and won a bodybuilding contest. So look forward to having AJ on. So please join us next week at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I want to thank Bound again for coming on and sharing his story. It was great to hear from him. Now, Bound's social, if you want to follow him, are in the description of this video. He is on YouTube and on Instagram. I heard from him before we started the show that he's getting back into content creation here soon. So look out for some more content from him. His YouTube videos are great. He always throws some little snippets in there that make me laugh. in the video. So I look forward to him getting back into the content creation space.
Mhm.
Again, you can follow him through the links in the description of this video. Thank you all for coming out and have a good night. And again, Happy New Year.